Let's do some Jojolion Morioh-Cho Radio.
Yeah.
A super late night edition of it. I'll have to try to keep my voice down. But we gotta do what we gotta do. These Jojolion chapters are too important to wait.
They're too hot. If you don't eat them as soon as they come off the grill, they're basically bad.
Exactly. They have a very quick expiration date. So really good cover this chapter.
I really like this cover too.
It's a reference to something apparently, some album.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I love the font.
Yeah, I'm sure that's also part of that reference.
God, Willard, can you believe that our main character got a character design change?
In like chapter 94, it's crazy.
Yeah, not even like 92.
No,
was it?
It was 94.
It was 4 months ago when that happened. Jesus.
Yeah, dog. Wow, we're 98. Holy shit, Jojolion's about to be 100 chapters.
Oh, that's exciting.
All right, so this one was so crazy.
This one's crazy. It makes me both happy and sad.
Oh, if I had time, I wanted to make a meme for this, so I'm going to explain the meme, and you dear listeners can visualize what I'm trying to explain, all right? So it's that meme of the dude painting himself like a clown over like a set of like 4 panels, right? And the words would be us talking about how the head doctor can't be just the stand because that's stupid. And it just can't work. There has to be a real head doctor.
It's 2 stand users working together.
Stand lecture hours don't make sense. And here we are being proven, I think, definitively wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
Like, as soon as this chapter starts...
Unless there is a head doctor where we have, like, a Harry Potter Barty Crouch situation, but that's not going to happen. Yeah.
The hopes and dreams are gone, man.
It's gone forever.
So I hope y'all enjoyed the mental meme. But yeah, the head doctor is just moving through stuff. I really like him just like...
God, that's so cool.
So cool. So he's he's moving through the panel, but like he becomes part of the reflection, which becomes part of the reality of the reflection. It's so interesting.
It's like the stand works by like light refraction.
Yeah, you know what? With all this with all the way it is moving, it seems like light is this source.
It's the only way we were able to see the head doctor after it really kind of got pronounced is like through a window.
Yeah.
With the exception of in the hospital, but every other time it's been like through a door or a bus window or it's on someone's cabinet or computer screen or so. But
Mitsuba took a perfect picture of the head doctor on her phone. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It is really weird. But pictures are made by light refraction. That's how they work.
Yeah, but they seem imperfect because as he's moving through these pillars, which someone's brought up that this is very reminiscent of Diavolo walking past the pillar and revealing himself wholly, which is really cool. Yeah. So what's really dope is that as he's moving through the reflections, you can start seeing the real stand face.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Neat. And I think you can really see it next page. Look at this. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's
cool. But yeah, it seems like while he's in a surface, the reflections aren't working quite right. So I don't know. But yeah, like we finally get the confrontation. Rai runs into Josuke and he's like, "Josuke, why have you been here for the last 4 months?" Here's like the non-verbal, like if you needed any more confirmation, like the way it's cutting here, like it's very clear that Toru's in control. We need to talk about Toru a little later when we get to the rock insect, which boy, that's gonna be a doozy.
Remember?
But we'll get there when we get there. I want to talk about, so it's dumb that it's just the head doctor. There is no real one. But okay, let's recontextualize what we know and see how this works now. What we know about Toru is that he had really big ambitions and the Chinese laughed at him. So
yeah, he wanted to make the batteries for Death Stranding.
Yeah, he wanted to make the portable generators. No one was buying it at the time. So it seems like the head doctor is this kind of his persona or mask
It's
to
Loki.
kind of as a young person have credibility. He created this false persona. Now,
Yeah.
how he falsified the documents, maybe he had the other real ass doctors help him out. That's
Well,
probably it, right? Like
there's
they
also Wu Tomoki, who
right.
worked at the hospital. There was Urban Gorilla,
There's
who
Urban
worked at the
Gorilla,
hospital.
Wu Tomoki, and poor Tom. They were all doctors, so I imagine they know the real Toru or something like
Yeah.
that, and they were able to falsify the identity of the head doctor so Toru could act through it.
Or Toro used the head doctor, like the stand itself, to interact with him, kind of like Diavolo
Maybe,
style.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Which, but then again, like, where's he getting all the paperwork to be the head doctor of the hospital from?
Well, I mean, like he approaches them with the head doctor stand, like
Yeah.
he conjures
Okay.
that
Okay. I
image.
see. I see where I see how that could work.
Like Toru never like directly talks to them as like the person in charge. It's always the stand that's sent out to speak to them. Because if you think about it, if you send the stand out, they can't attack them because if they try to attack the
They
stand,
die.
yeah,
'Cause it's like one of the strongest stands ever
just
made.
like, oh,
Um,
God, the stand is so cool.
it is very
Uh,
cool.
it in retrospect, and like just the idea of this like villain stand, yeah.
This is gonna be a really fun arc to reread.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mostly consistent too, which is
Which
we'll
is
put a pin on that.
wild.
Um,
It's
but
also like we're finally at the point now where we're out of the like mystery stage.
yeah, we're in the fight
Yeah.
now. Of course, it's still a JoJo fight, so there's still
Mhm.
mysteries within the fight, which is a pretty exciting part of later this chapter.
Yeah.
Um, God, this art's so good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Toru's out here just kind of watching Yasuo die, and
Yeah.
the fight continues.
Yeah.
And Josuke's plan to get the head doctor to follow him is coming to fruition. He seems to have a strategy. So as the head doctor is about to step towards them, um, Josuke's done something with these bubbles, and he calls them supple and moist,
Oh, what?
which
And
people
they
are meaning.
spin.
Yeah, so um does he yeah, supple and moist and they spin. Rye pointed out a while ago that they're like spinning threads, which were like we don't know what that's building up for, but it must be
Yeah.
something, and Araki
So
hasn't forgotten it.
yeah. So go back to the a set. There's that panel of the head. This page, the head doctor coming out, and it's like finally you see it like confirmed.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
it's just it.
If you didn't catch it in the reflections, this is the point where it would be made clear.
You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it looks really cool, man.
Hmm.
Also, he mentions that I got help from Holly-san just a little while ago, but that was like a
Yeah.
full day ago, right? So I don't know, just
Was it? Yeah.
I don't know how a little while ago he's mentioning because he's been here
Hmm.
for a while. Maybe it's not a full day. The timeline's jumping all over the place, but time has passed. As far
Time
as
has
I
passed.
know.
It's at most a few hours. It's probably like, yeah, it's definitely been like half a day at
Man,
least.
Mamazaku, man, he's got a donk. It's
But
just, it's
I
so
realize
prominent
this,
lately.
but he has been just walking around this onesie, this like jumpsuit this entire time.
That's his outfit. Jolene also kind of wears like a onesie, like her, or no,
But she's in prison.
her thing is like her boots are part of of her pants, which is
Shoes.
silly.
Yeah.
Um, so
That's whatever.
oh, dude, he's walking.
Oh,
He's so
God.
cool. I really like how Josuke is here. Is like, Mamazaku, you made it. You're here. You're on my side, and somewhere out there, Yasuo's out there. So it's
Yeah.
like I have my allies. We're gonna do this with the power of friendship. But he's saying it in such a he's saying it in such a nice, like mature
Yeah.
way.
Hmm.
Um,
You can have friendship themes in seinen manga. Like you don't need that.
friendship exists everywhere.
Yeah.
Even when you're chasing the head doctor.
Mhm.
Oh man, this stare down here is so intense. In the
Yeah.
bottom left of this page, God, Josuke looks so cool. Oh man,
I like that his finger is like a gun, like the way it's positioned, like it's
Yeah.
about to draw.
That's kind of been a thing in a lot of Jojolion. I feel like there's a lot of panels.
With Rai.
Yeah,
with
so it's about to be this showdown, and we have no idea what they were planning here because it doesn't go to plan. But I was gonna say there's a lot of panels in Jojolion where like Josuke has a bubble just kind of hovering around his finger like it's ready to go.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a consistent motif. So something's been done to the floor. I think that's what the head doctor's noticing here. There's a lot of bubbles. We've seen Josuke do stuff to floors before. It's when he stole the friction from the
Yeah.
floors.
God, could you imagine if he brought back the stealing of the friction?
It's the head doctor slipping around. It's like, hey man, if you happen to run into my fist that's down here as you're slipping around,
That's
it's the Simpson gif of like I'm just gonna
I'm gonna
spin my arms and I'm just gonna kick and move forward.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's the idea. Josuke hasn't stolen anything abstract in a while. I felt like that was nerfed out of his power set, but maybe not.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. 'Cause, like, what else could he have stolen from this environment that isn't abstract?
Well,
You
it's
know?
remember, he doesn't have to always steal something. It could always he added something to it as well.
What do you mean?
Like the bubbles can also transfer things to another. Like remember,
Yeah.
he transferred the leaves in and out. Like he swapped.
I remember him transferring, like, Joshu's clippings, like his beard clippings,
Yeah.
into Hato. So yeah,
Yeah.
he can do stuff like that.
So it could be that there's something else that he's put into the floor, but but here's the thing. Josuke and Rai are touching the floor. And
Yes.
Rai was able to walk into the room with nothing happening to him.
Right, that's true. If Josuke set this like plan to auto fire, like Rai could have walked in and just exploded or something.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's Rokaka fragments in the bubbles.
Maybe.
That could be
I
it, and
think
he's gonna maybe try to make the head doctor ingest one. 'Cause
So-
that would do
so
it. But that's
yeah.
a stand. If a stand
it's a
ingests
stand.
something, like does that do anything? I don't know.
So if you look at the paneling on the right hand side, the panels are focused on places of where bubbles. Like he walks in, he's about to step down, and then he notices the bubbles in the top right,
Yeah.
and then he looks. And so I think he's just seeing the bubbles. He's just
Yeah, he's
"You-
seeing
you know
bubbles
what?"
in the environment, and he's like, "There's a trap here." I don't know what it is.
Hold up.
But he deliberately doesn't put his foot down, so that's I feel
Yes.
like that's part of it.
I think he's like waiting to like back up or like retreat just in case. But yeah,
It's a reverse. Oh ho, you're approaching me. It's like,
huh.
oh ho, I'm approaching you. I can't beat the shit out of you unless you get close to me. And he's like, oh, then
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away. Never mind then.
I'll just never come towards you.
Anyways, Yasuo is suffering.
So is fucking dying with one arm, just like like her arm is now gone. It's not lying there; it's gone.
It's just
It's
gone, dude.
disintegrated.
We're gonna have a part ending with a romance between an amputee and like a
Four-ball
perpetual
man.
4-ball eye patch man. So Joshu's saying he's gonna help Yasuo here.
Yeah, and he
which-
has the fruit.
Yeah, so he, as we'll recall, he got like knocked in, like Jobin exploded, and it got like knocked into the little hallway that is connected to the garage. So he just went up there and picked it up.
Oh my gosh! I just remember. Oh, okay. I know. I understand now why he's like really upset. Other than Yorisuke, he probably walked past Jobin. That's a blood fountain.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now in Joshu's
Yeah.
life.
I think Josu's gonna give him the Rokakaka.
Oh, he's just gonna give it to Toru to make it all
it's like
stop.
stop. Yeah,
Oh, that would be sick. I think that's so interesting. So like
everyone's
Joshu
hyping up this.
Yeah, Joshu redemption
Yeah.
arc is definitely coming, but like I still feel like that is a redemption. He's trying his best.
But I think what's gonna come down to is like Joshu's like. I did this to like save y'all, but it's like you don't understand. You've given up everything we fought for, and we've sacrificed everything to do this, and now it was literally for nothing. Like that's going to be.
I think that would be so interesting though, because it's like, it's. I mean, you can't blame Joshu. He's just trying to help his family in that case. You know, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll go that way. That seems too good. I don't know.
I mean, fucking. Jojolion's main theme is like what does it mean to take care of your family and how do you do it?
And what is it all
Um,
for? Like means and
yeah,
ends and all that. I think that'd be
yeah.
really interesting.
So like having this other dynamic of like this is how I'm protecting my family, and it's by
Yeah.
surrendering,
Yeah.
is an interesting way to look at that.
I was shocked at how many comments I saw of like, is Joshu gonna fuse with Yasuo? It's like, guys, we saw Joshu like an hour from now, and he's literally
Yeah.
removing his tongue to lick his sister like a fucking asshole that he is. So it's like, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
Um,
There's no way.
aw,
Uh,
Yasuo, poor Yasuo, dude. I
fuck,
mean,
she's
she
like
just
she's
looks. She looks so
she's
happy to have someone on her corner right now, like even if it's
yeah,
fucking Joshu.
and like she's the one least deserving any of the shit that's going down
Yeah.
here. Like, uh, oh man, this is so good. Oh, I love the way that he sits in that wall. It's so
Dude, it's such a good visual. He's just no clipping through the wall like a
yeah.
video game character. I think it's delightful. Here we get to see some of the reflections like turned back into the face.
hmm
So
I wonder
hold
if
on.
like
His dialogue here, I have to go through it again because I thought it was really interesting or weird.
yeah.
So he's like, who's gonna approach me first? The Bubbles, Josuke, or Mama's? So there's three parties here.
hmm
The Bubbles would count as their own party.
Yeah.
And then pursuing me, but something's odd, strange about the room. Like we were saying, he was looking at the bubbles. I wonder if I should set foot on the floor where you've been waiting for me. So it seems like they're really pushing for something's happened to the floor, but I mean, it's probably something else because there's bubbles everywhere.
It might not be the floor. He fuck. I don't know. Like he just. I think Josuke just needs him to be fully in the room.
Yeah,
That's what he needs.
yeah, something's up, but we'll see. The point where those on a long journey, are most likely to meet with an accident is just before returning home. This
Oh, I love that fucking line.
That's a cool line, dude. This long
Yeah.
running journey is over.
Uh-huh.
I have obtained the new Rokakuka, and both you and I will soon return home. That's really interesting dialogue. A lot of people think that I still don't think the head doctor is the main villain. So I'm getting ready for more clown face later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I think people were citing this dialogue as like very indicative of like we've reached the final confrontation. I don't know, man. I just think Jobin and Kato still have so much roles to play, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Unless they Jobin literally died in that hallway.
Yeah, that's always a puzzle. Okay, let's talk about JoJo's bizarre
Willer?
adventure. All right. Hello,
Oh well.
you good?
Willer, you died.
I'm not dead.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear you.
I want to talk about JoJo's bizarre adventure because we're about
Yeah.
to put the bizarre in bizarre, right? So
Oh yeah. Look at
he puts
Oh
down
my
like a sushi rolling mat or something on the ground.
Yeah.
And I can't, it's like I'm staring at some Lovecraftian like unknowable shit right now.
This might be the greatest thing I've ever seen in JoJo.
I could not. I had to read this part 3 times,
I-
dude.
Same. I was like, what just happened?
Because like there's so many layers to this. First of all, little insect things come from it. But then
Yeah.
it merges into the ground?
The merging into the ground was the part where I went, what the
Why?
fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. It's like camouflaged as like this rolling mat, but why does it also merge into the ground? But that's not even the worst of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as I saw these little fang things, I was like, are they bringing back rock animals? Because it's been a while. And they did.
Yeah.
Rocky didn't
Yeah.
forget, so I was really happy to see it. And
Same.
additionally, the rock animal has a stupid-ass name, which we're going to get to in a second. So he comes out of the ground. Dude, this attack might be the most abstract attack I've ever seen in anything, okay?
Yeah.
It uses its little wood things to build like a...
Lincoln Logs.
He builds like a goddamn trebuchet to
No,
launch...
he builds a wrecking ball, like a crane thing.
It is a crane.
Yeah, the wrecking balls are used to like swing around and like run into buildings.
But
That's
then
what.
it snaps and like...
Yeah.
which one of the popsicle stands ends up flying a jet ski. I can't fucking tell. Like, I need to see the shit animated. Okay, it's a crane, right?
Yeah.
And then so there's the
Okay.
rock animal.
Okay. First of all, it's a crane. Like,
Let's just get that out of the way. It's building a fucking crane for some reason.
it's about to start a construction project in this hotel.
Okay, but like, why?
Oh,
does
it swings.
It
So
sings a sing, but like, why did it have multiple of them to begin with? If it's only gonna swing, it's such a weird attack.
go
dude.
forward. Yeah, that is really weird.
So
it only
fucking
ends up
weird.
swinging one.
I'm so confused. What I don't get is shout outs.
Wait. Go back. Okay, so
we're
if
gonna
you look,
understand this
okay,
shit.
okay. So if you look at this, the way this is going, it goes on Josuke's right side, but then the bottom left hand panel ends up. I'm sorry, it's going to his left side, but the bottom left hand ends up on his right.
I think because it's swung all the way over. You know, it's perspective shifting. The string is gonna snap, and it's gonna swing over to his right side, and then go straight.
No, because that doesn't make sense. The arc that it's taking, like Josuke even flexes to protect that side of his body, and he comes around the other side.
Calamities. I don't know. The momentum here might be weird. But okay,
Yeah.
so Jetski blocks it with bubbles, and then the bubbles pop, and then it just goes back into the underground form. So, what I don't understand is how attacking the animal counts as pursuing the doctor. I think he says that, right?
Yes.
It's
Uh,
and Josuke, that
the
action you
took
took is what one would call a pursuit.
Pursuit.
Do you, by chance, intend to pursue again? Perhaps me as well. Is it Huh?
Is this part of me thinks this might be a language thing where it's a word that pursuit's the closest to, but not exactly it. But because pursue would mean chasing after in English.
Could it be like any aggressive action
Yeah,
within
that-
this zone? Because that was an aggressive action, which is a pursuit.
Well, it was an aggressive action in the direction of the head doctor. Because remember,
Yeah.
when the guy was with Ryan in the jail cell, he just approaches Ryan to attack him. He doesn't like approach the head doctor, but in the direction of the head doctor, and gets
Well,
damaged.
Rai is also showing him the cell phone with
the
the
picture,
picture.
yeah.
I don't know if that's true. So, like, it might just be any kind of action towards the head doctor when he's around. Yeah, you could be right
Yeah.
about that. Which also
I mean,
explains...
we've been wrong for the past 10 chapters, so I mean,
it would also explain why the rain thing happened, right? Because he was nearby, and then the rain became an attack.
yeah.
First, you have to deal with this lone rock insect. Do 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 de da da da.
da.
Let's fucking go.
Do 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 dee da da.
That's so stupid, man.
Oh my god.
But
I literally in our Discord, I was like, I think I just read the stupidest name for a stand/enemy in JoJo's.
I mean, it's not a stand. A lot of people think this is the head doctor stand name, but it's the
No.
name of the act. What's cool about this is that it fits the naming scheme of one of the other rock creatures we've seen, which was Dore Mi Fa Sa To or whatever.
Where it's
The thing that
yeah.
Urban Gorilla rides in.
yeah.
So right now we know 4 rock animals. There's Dododo de da da da. There's Iwasuke, which is the dog. There's the hairpin that Yasuo had, which I want to touch on now. And then there's the urban gorilla one. So with that hairpin, since that was introduced around the time where it was like right before Toru was introduced, if I remember correctly. And I've read enough manga to be like, if things are introduced around the same time, it's because the writer, like, he finalized where he's taking that storyline at around that point. He's setting up the pieces, and I feel like Toru will then go on, because Yasuo kept the hairpin. She had it to this day. Toru will then go on to meet Yasuo and utilize that hairpin to kind of plant memories in her head, potentially.
Yeah.
Because what that hairpin did was it falsely showed Yasuo her dad like saying mean things to her, which caused her to try to commit suicide, right?
Right.
Which seems like it. So it has like the ability to implant memories or extra
Yeah.
illusions. So I feel like
So
that adds up because there's always been this current of like Toru talks about their previous relationship, but it always seemed like Yasuo was like, "Oh yeah, I guess we
Mhm.
did that." So I feel like the hairpin might. That's where the hairpin fits back into the story, maybe.
Yeah. So Yasuo. So that chapter actually happens after Ozone Baby. So
Which is around the time. I mean, Toru is in that van with the ozone baby, allegedly, right?
yeah.
He's the one driving the van. Um,
Oh, Toru. I'm thinking completely different. I was thinking right, but yes, you're right. So the idea being is that it was Toru and Wamoku
Utomoki,
and Wotanki and
Womoku. Holy shit, Joe.
yeah, that's completely wrong.
Oh, speaking of names, it's Norisuke. All right, the guy who commented is like, "Stop saying Norisuke." I'm sorry, it's a weird name to say for
Yeah,
me.
Norisuke.
Norisuke. I'll have to get used to that. Whatever. Um, so yeah, I feel like that adds up, right? I would love
Yeah.
it for it to be like that because I don't want that fucking rock hair clip thing to just disappear because I thought it was such an interesting idea and chapter.
Yeah. It's man, Araki's been doing really good in like a single chapter like story.
Yeah,
And
like every single chapter is just it always has some bangers in it. Like these chapters have been
yeah.
so good.
But like if you think about it, like we have Mother and Child, which is like its own like basic like
Oh,
standalone arc,
oh
and it's
man,
like
that's
probably
like one of the best singles. Like that's the most one of the most memorable JoJo chapters in anything. Like in any
I
of the
remember reading
parts.
that chapter and going like, "Fuck!" That's like the point where I was like, I think Araki knows what he's doing with this part.
he might just know what he's doing
Yeah,
here. Crazy.
yeah. But then like I also remember this one, and it was just so it was like a haze and interesting, like the
It
way that
also
worked.
it helped us like we it's worth bringing up because we weren't doing the podcast when that chapter came out, the one with
Yeah.
Yasuo. I thought it was really interesting because it re-solidified her place in the story of like her and Josuke are kind of like lost in the world and they both
hmm
have these issues that I feel like just having each other and being there for each other has really helped with both of their biggest trauma and problems, which is what
Where
like their relationship is just really good because of that. So I feel
well,
like that was a good
they
chapter.
yeah they relate in the fact that they don't feel like they have like a parent to like at least up until like recently like a parentage to like belong to like
It felt like an identity thing. They both like are
yeah
not sure about because like for Yasuo, it's also like she's at a stage of her life where
hmm
she's a college student, so it's like you might be losing your place in the world or questioning it. And I feel like Yasuo has always been like this really good at personification of like a modern uh, young adult, or I
yeah
guess just adult. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Really good standalone chapters, and I hope Araki remembers what he set up in that chapter because this
yeah
could be really interesting.
also that was it was also where in that chapter it's revealed that Kira and Holly interacted with each other, or not Holly, Yasuo.
Yeah, that's true.
Kira went to her house and killed the rock
Oh,
insect.
that's true. The rock insect was killed.
Yeah.
Well, my theory goes out the window then because
It,
then, um,
well, I always thought there was some other like insect type of thing that might be in play
wait, but
here. With
doesn't the chapter end with her like wasn't there a couple chapters ago where Yasuo goes to get the hair clip to inspect it?
she kept like the body of it essentially and kept it in a box because Kira brings it back. Is like I found this. It's like he said it in a way to make her not feel crazy, but kind of us the
Yeah.
audience understand that he knows what this is. He's like, this is a fake. I broke it. I've taken care of it. So don't worry about it anymore.
I need to reread what her reasoning was to go inspect it then, because I don't
Yeah.
remember. But anywho, that does bring us to the end of this chapter, where it seems like Josuke thinks he has the upper hand here. He's like, oh, you don't have the Rokakakaka in your hands quite yet, otherwise you wouldn't be attacking us. Which, to be frank, I don't think that logic holds, because he could just be, like, making sure to get rid
Yeah.
of the one threats he has left, but it's fine. Josuke knows best.
So it's hmm. So this might bring up an implication where it is like it's an automatic stand, but and Toru can be like can sense what the stand is feeling, but it doesn't. The stand and Toru don't have like a one-to-one link, right? Because Toru would be able to tell the stand, "Oh, hey, I have the Rokakaka. I'm gonna go get it now," right?
Yeah, it's like right in front of me. Come help me get it.
Yeah, but like it seems to be more like the stand has its own like action of what it has to do, so it has programmed in it. It's like I have to do anything that will not that will give me the fruit and not jeopardize me losing the fruit, right?
Maybe I've gotten to the point where like it's really hard to theorize any extra
Yeah,
parts of the stand. Like we have the big picture now, but like the small details are gonna have to be revealed. I feel like to us.
yeah, because it's definitely a point now where like it's like a Mexican standoff. Like the head doctor or the stand may still think that he needs Josuke and Rai to locate the Rakakaka, which is why he's not trying to like actively do damage to them. It could also be like he literally can't do anything because his power is only activated when you try to approach him.
I thought that was it.
That could also be it.
Yeah, that definitely seems part of this encounter. But that wraps up my thoughts on this chapter. It was a very like I feel like we learned a lot. I feel like the story progressed a lot, and there was just some very cool and weird JoJo imagery. I'll never forget that fucking crane attack.
That is, oh my
Wild,
god!
absolutely wild.
Top 10 things I thought would happen to Jolion. A rock insect turning Lincoln Logs into cranes was not one of them.
I don't think that was in the who thinks of that anyway. The way that whole thing moves is beyond the realm of human
God,
understanding.
it's so cool. This is such a cool fight setup too because they had to deal with this thing that's crawling around the ground.
I'm dying to know like what their trap is. I hope it's not a bluff again, like with the fucking. Why do I want to call him Dr. Stone? The poor Tom chapter. I guess they're all Dr. Stone now.
When you say the bluff, do you mean like with the Rakakaka being fake?
No, like the bubbles being a bluff, because when he beat poor Tom, he made like bubbles within bubbles that popped to just move towards poor Tom. And he's like, what the fuck did you put in there? And the answer was nothing. So I hope he's not using that trick again. I want there to be a real trick.
He should get punished.
Yeah, if he does, like, lose another eye.
Yeah, go blind.
All right, you got anything else, Joe?
I just cannot believe that Toru ran office hours with this. I really think that I want to see how this like turns out. My thought. Here's the thing, Willer. Does this fight stay in this room, or does it end up breaking out into the rest of the hospital?
I think the finale of it breaks out in like the hospital lobby, so that way Josuke has to kill another man in cold blood out in the wild because you just can't catch a break.
Willer,
yes,
we've overlooked something. The hair clip was able to mess with Yasuo's mind, the insect, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they do that with the people in the hospital?
All right, fair. How many of these okay, you start walking the slippery slope of like, how many of these hair clip animals do they have? I mean, first of all, that's something that's worth bringing up.
It doesn't have to be
these insects
animal.
merge into like non-organic objects and become it. So like, I mean, just how many of these mind-altering insects do they have? And then like, why can't they apply this to more people around town? You know, like. You start getting to these questions of like how many people could they have manipulated if they do have a lot of them, etc.
Yeah,
but it's true. They could be using.
It doesn't have to be like
we're gonna call them plot insects to make the plot work.
Plot sex.
Yeah.
But like, you don't need a hair clip in every person. It could be just
Yeah,
like,
the same one.
yeah, or like Wu Tomaki, the head doctor, poor Tom. Like they had one, and they just sent it out to go do what they needed to do to cover up their tracks.
What if they each had a pet?
Yeah, that's another thing too, because
Yeah.
Urban Gorilla has its own pet.
Yeah, he has his own, and
Granted,
the head doctor has his own,
right?
but then the other
Uh,
two didn't.
True, but like Wu Tomaki had his whole rocks thing, and he go into people, so like he could just, I
Yeah,
don't,
he sure did. He cannot be
yeah,
defeated.
gets arrowed.
All right, I think that's good.
Uh,
We did a
yeah,
long one. Let's see.
did we?
No, 35 minutes. That's about right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I was worried it was gonna be shorter. I'm so excited.
Join
Like I'm
us.
always excited for Jojolion, but
Yeah,
like
that's
we
the
are.
most. It's the most exciting talk, and I always look forward. That's why we're doing it at midnight because we just got to do it, man.
We would have done it earlier, but Willer was gone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I was out of town. Okay, join us next month for some more Jojolion action. Jojolion 99, man.
oh
We're
my
getting
god,
there. And this is gonna be the longest part. Very exciting times we live in.
it is exciting times and probably the best.
Yes, unless
Unless
more stuff happens. Like,
unless it turns out the stand has a stand.
oh, there could be some dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's true, but it's been such a good ride so far. All right, see you everyone. Bye.